games, but as someone who always looks at the bigger picture, are you happy with the way the team are playing at the moment?
Recently, yeah. The last couple of games I've been quite happy, particularly on Saturday. You know, I think that's as good as we've been probably since we lost Willow and Scott Robertson. So, no coincidence we're getting players fit, and you know, I'm fairly encouraged by the way we played on Saturday. The trick, of course, is taking that into tonight's match.
Now, of course, you've dropped 5 points behind Hearts in the race for third place. I imagine your players will be very keen to get back to winning ways tonight.
Yeah, well, they weren't down at all after the game on Saturday. They were frustrated, just the way the game went. And the first chance we got, obviously, to make up for Saturday is tonight, very quickly after the game. So, you know, we're looking forward to it. This is always a difficult place to get anything at all. But, you know, if we can continue Saturday's performance and take it into tonight's match, then I'm very confident.
And you've made 3 changes from last weekend, and you've chosen to go with just one striker tonight, Francisco Sandaza.
Yeah, I mean, I went to my preferred system on Saturday. We had young James Wisłowski available, and that's the first time we've been able to do that, and I was really pleased with it. But he's been out for 4 months with an ankle break, and that was his first hour of football. His hamstrings were tight after the game, and I just doubted whether I would get another hour out of him tonight. So as a result of that, I've changed the system back to what we were playing against Aberdeen the week previously. But this time we've gone with 2 wingers, you know. So yeah, I think it's a fairly positive line-up in my eyes anyway. And hopefully we can win the match.
Craig, thanks for your time. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Craig defence, and they don't come much bigger than Mikhail Kovacevic, all 6'4" of them. He's been speaking to Emma Dodds about Dundee United's inconsistency.
It's been a frustrating start to the year for Craig Levine's Dundee United. With just 1 league win so far in 2009 and no victories in their last 6 outings, the quest to finish third gets tougher by the week. Saturday's defeat at home to Hearts leaves United 5 points adrift of the Tynecastle side. And although Aberdeen and Motherwell are hot on their tails, Tannadice defender Michael Kovacevic is confident their luck is about to change.
I think we did quite good this season. We had on the start a bit problems, and now the last few games also. But I think we are looking forward to third place for UEFA Cup, and I think we are a good team and we can do that.
What has been the difference in the last 6 games? You're without a win during this period, but what's changed since the good form you had before this?
We were a bit unlucky and we had a few injuries, and the team changed a bit. But I think it's just the luck. We need the luck. But the last game we played well, but we were so unlucky. They had 1 shot on the goal and scored 1 goal.
What are you expecting from Falkirk? Because they're obviously at the bottom of the table and desperate for points as well.
Yeah, they are fighting to stay in the league, and we are fighting for the third place, and it will be a tough game. Yeah, we are quite comfortable and we got confidence. We just need this bit of luck. And I think we got the team to do it, to come to the third place.
You've started the last 6 matches in the team. How happy are you with the form you're showing at the moment?
Yeah, and first of all, I'm very happy that I'm back in the team and that I don't have any injuries. That's very important. And I'm happy to play, of course.
Do you feel you've developed as a player since you arrived here at Dundee United just over a year ago?
Yeah, I think so. I think I learned a lot of the manager. He's a very good manager, and the team is also very good. He helps you a lot. He knows a lot, and he tells you what to do. And I think he's a very good manager. The best I had since now.
So it was your 21st birthday on Friday. What would be an ideal present for you?
It would be a present that we win 3 points. That would be very good. And then we are next week a few days off. Going back home to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah, Mikhail Kovacevic was reputed to be a centre-half when he signed for Dundee United, but utilised so far at right back and somewhat successfully, Mark.
Yeah, he's done well. And, you know, great to have a boy of that size in that position, you know, because you often get diagonals hit at you. He gives your back two a bit of protection, you know, for that one that just goes beyond them. He's quick, he's strong. Yeah, he's done well for them.
He is big for a right back, John, but we know he can play centre half.
Yeah, well, that's a great option for Craig Levine to have. You know, he can slip in there if if he was to get an injury or something like that. But I'm not too sure whether Craig Levein would be too happy about him going to ground as often as he does. Especially in the box, 1 or 2 tackles we saw him make there. Last-ditch challenges, but very good defender, and he's done very well.
Craig Levein's only planning to play one up front this evening, Francisco Sandaza, a player who seemed to be able to take a penalty with no problem at Pittodrie, but last week on his own ground absolutely fluffed it, Mark.
Yeah, and as we've said already, it could be a really important miss. I've seen him quite a few times. The best I've seen him play was when they drew 3 each at Ibrox, and I thought Dundee United that night were excellent, and he played very, very well. I can't remember, he certainly scored, he might have scored 2, I can't remember, but he played as well as I've seen him play. How the penalty miss will affect him, I don't know. If he's a boy that carries that sort of burden well, then he should get on with it, and he'll still put himself in goal-scoring positions. If he feels the pressure of having missed that penalty, then he could have a quiet game tonight.
John, how do you rate Sandaza so far?
Well, I like him. The first I seen him was at the start of the season. He came on up at Tannadice and he caused Celtic all sorts of problems. He actually got the goal in the end, which Celtic dropped 2 points that day, and that they drew the game 1-1. 7 goals this year. I think Craig Levein said at the start of the season, potentially he can get 20 goals. He's still a little bit off that. But if he can add to that 7 tonight, then, but he's done very well, good player.
It's interesting that Dundee United's not bad run, but poor-ish run has coincided with the departure of Willo Flood to Celtic. It was out of their control, Mark, because Willo Flood was a Cardiff City player. They accepted the offer from Celtic, and off he went.
Yeah, he was the one that was often the sort of catalyst to the more attack, like here, and winning the ball back and counter-attacking, getting his team way up the park, carrying the game to the opposition. Closing people down quickly, and of course, making the occasional goal. So they do miss him, and they will, find it difficult to replace him.
And he did tend to turn it on, as Mark pointed out to me earlier, against Celtic, John. I think that's what caught Gordon Strachan's eye.
Yeah, well, Gordon would have seen this VT clip that we've seen here as well. Gordon would have watched him for several months, I would have imagined. But no, got great ability. Not the big name signing that the Celtic fans would have wanted to see in January, but all the same, potentially he's very good. Would have probably got more games if he stayed at Dundee United. He's going to have to be a little bit more patient before he gets in and plays regular at Celtic. Obviously, the quality is a lot better at Celtic. But no, I'm pleased for him. He's got his move, and it's up to him now. However hard he works and however he comes on. But potentially he's still very good.
From Dundee United's point of view, Mark, it was a short-term loan to start with, and then it became a longer-term loan, so he was a fixture in the side, so they are going to miss him.
Yeah, and the results show that, but it's not just about one player. I think the team in general, Craig, will feel that his team hasn't been playing as well as they were. I mean, I think there was a period in the season, tell me if I'm wrong, where they hadn't conceded a goal for certainly at home for a long time, and we went there and we got 4. So the team's not functioning as well as it has done in the last couple of seasons. And it's not just about Willo Flood, it's about the whole team, and I think Craig saw the signs that they're improving.
Well, the other player they've got to be missing, John, is Scott Robertson. I mean, he'd made a big impression since signing from Dundee, got into the international squad as well, and Scott Robertson is no longer with them, but they're hoping that he'll be back in a couple of weeks, which is earlier than expected.
Yes, well, I think originally when he got the injury they thought he was going to be a lot longer, but he'll be a great boost to get him back on the back of losing Flood as well. But they'll play with 2 wingers tonight, and the Sandaza with the 1-up. There's not so much pressure, I don't think, on away team managers to play the 1-up. I think when managers' teams play at home, they tend to play with the 2 strikers up there. The home side, the onus is on them to play with the 2 strikers. Craig can come away from home, play the 1-up tonight, look to get plenty of crosses in the box, and hopefully Sandaza can get on the end of a couple.
Yeah, I've just been told from the tunnel that Scott Robertson may well be fit to start for Dundee United against Motherwell.
Yeah, well, I think he'll enjoy coming to Fair Park. I think it's a pitch that will suit him. And well, I mean, Craig will be disappointed he's not got him tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
And whether he's back against us or not is something we'll all worry about then. But they will miss him tonight.
Okay, guys, for the moment, thanks very much indeed. The live action is not far away.
Craig Levein has freshened the side that lost to Hearts, making 3 changes. Danny Granger, James Veselowski and Warren Feeney dropped to the bench. There are recalls for Paul Dixon, David Robertson and Craig Conway. Paul Caddis is on loan from Celtic. Keeper Lucas Zaluska will join Celtic in the summer. Francisco Sandaza has a lone striking role. Scott Robertson has been a big loss of late, but he could be back for the next match against Motherwell.
Yeah, Dundee United play 4-3-3. Defensively, they're incredibly powerful and imposing, which works for them both ends of the park. The midfielders have similar attributes to Falkirk's in that they like to get the ball down and play, but width is a quality that they also have in their locker, with Conway and Caddis in the side. And for me, this could be a game-winning area tonight. Sandaza is the focal point. He'll need a big match if his side are to take all 3 points.
John Hughes is facing probably his most testing time in over 6 years as Falkirk manager, but a smile is never far from his face. He's the sort of man you'd want in the trenches with you, but his players need to show the same kind of attitude. It's a nasty, horrible, sleety, snowy night. A test of character, that's for sure. Falkirk and Dundee United are in urgent need of a lift. They both need to stop the rot and rediscover that winning feeling. Falkirk's mission is survival. Dundee United are still in the hunt for a European spot. Every team has plenty to play for in the SPL, at the top, at the bottom, and even in the middle.
Yeah, that's true, but I can't remember the last time we were at the Falkirk Stadium and had sunshine. It was a long, long time ago. And of course, it does make it difficult, but if you look at that pitch, it's a beautiful surface to play on as the players get ready to come out. And of course, Falkirk unchanged tonight. John Hughes happy with the side. He was talking about them being solid and resolute. Well, they'll need to be against a very strong, physical Dundee United.
A midweek programme in the SPL. 4 games tomorrow, 2 tonight. St Mirren are hosting Aberdeen. We'll have the latest from Paisley as the evening progresses. And all the action here. Falkirk second from bottom, just 2 points above Inverness Cally Thistle, who go to Rangers tomorrow. Dundee United 4th, but 5 points behind Hearts, who beat them at Tannadice at the weekend. Francisco Sandaza is the only Dundee United striker to score in the last 6 games, and that was a penalty at Aberdeen. He had a penalty saved against Hearts on Saturday, so he'll be playing mind games with himself if he gets another chance from the spot tonight. At the age of 35, Stephen Presley has joined Falkirk's fight for survival, and he faces one of his former clubs tonight, having spent 3 years at Tannadice in the 90s. Another old-timer, Lee Bullen, will be 38 at the end of this month. He returned to Scotland after a spell with Sheffield Wednesday, where he became a bit of a cult hero. In contrast, Paul Caddis' career is in its early stages. He's on loan from Celtic and is again given an advanced role. He certainly impressed pre-season playing right midfield for Celtic. Dundee United have gone from strength to strength under Craig Levine. Despite a recent slump, a European place is in sight. Dougie MacDonald will referee the cup final between Celtic and Rangers a week on Sunday. Falkirk have won plenty of admirers for the way they play, but this is no time for style over substance. They're fighting for their futures. Dundee United have come such a long way under Craig Levine. In 2.5 years, the next step for them would be a place in the UEFA Europa League, as the UEFA Cup will become next season. Scobie stops that, reaching Sandaza. Lovell is onto it. Falkirk brought in a few experienced players this season and were expected to kick on and challenge for a top 6 place. That hasn't happened, but that experience could still be handy in a different way as they look to preserve their top-flight status.
Yeah, and they are missing Jackie McNamara and Neil McCann, 2 very important players for them. Hasn't quite worked out the way that John Hughes wanted it with bringing in experience, but he certainly will need them now. In a very difficult position.
2 teams out of form, desperately hoping to find some on a miserable night at the Falkirk Stadium. Dixon recalled to the starting lineup in place of Danny Granger.
Yeah.
Kovacevic. Paul Dixon can throw it long too. Most of the first 10 minutes spent in Falkirk's half.
There's a real threat against the home side. Dundee United very strong at set pieces. Players that can send it in really well with pace on it, and they certainly, when they get the chance to send up Dodds and Kovacevic and Wilkie, plenty of height and strength in there.
Buaben. Robertson for Dixon. He's got a bit of space. Dixon taking on Craig. Got the beating of him as well. It's a decent cross. And a handball from Tam Scobie. It's a penalty for Dundee United. Blatant from Scobie.
Well, what was he thinking about? Great play from Dixon and a superb ball in as well. The back stick, Scobie, I've got no idea what he's thinking about doing that. His right arm up.
Well, Sandaza, who missed at the weekend, isn't taking this. It's Craig Conway stepping up. And Conway has scored. It crept in the corner, even though the keeper went the right way. And Dundee United score first at the Falkirk Stadium. And Scobie is the guilty man.
I'm not really sure what Scobie's arguing about, but that's a great penalty. It's low and it's hard. It's pretty much in the corner. Doesn't the keeper much chance at all, that one, but that's where John Hughes will be scratching his head. In such a difficult position, and I just do not know what he's doing there.
Must want to avoid a yellow card as well. Bizarre from Scobie. Interesting that Sandaza, who in the last 2 games scored a penalty and then had one saved, decided against taking that one. Craig Conway took responsibility.
I did have probably about the best penalty I've seen this season, and then the worst one right after it.
Yeah, it was a shocker against after the weekend. Free kick for Falkirk gives them a chance to respond quickly. And in Falkirk's perilous position, they could do with a quick response, so Brian floating it in. Wilkie popping it behind for a corner.
Well, that's difficult, isn't it, when you get set pieces around the box against Dundee United. They're so strong there.
Falkirk will try again, but it's not the same man. Wilkie pops it straight back to Burton O'Brien. John Hughes looking for a reaction to going behind. Ridiculous handball from Scobie. O'Brien in the mix. Darren Barr not allowed to get near it. Dundee United won't quite be able to break out. Bullen has to go all the way back to Danny Malo, Falkirk's new keeper, who arrived in January from the Portuguese club Braga, although he had spent most of his career in Spain with Deportivo La Coruña as their third choice.
Chance gone.
Terrible all round. Gomez. Robertson. Now Conway. Sandaza waiting. Conway went for it himself. And Danny Mayo made the save. But Falkirk could easily have been 2 down then. As it is, they might just go on a mini break. Arfield. Higdon. O'Brien chasing, but scooped away by Dixon.
Again.
lead, and the natives are a little restless. Tam Scobie with a daft, stupid handball, which denied Craig Conway a shot at goal, but he got his shot at goal anyway, because when Scobie did that, Conway stepped up to score, taking over from Sandaza, who missed one at the weekend. We'll hear what John Hartson and Mark McGee think of it. O'Brien will take this free kick. Higden, closely watched by Dodds. Bullen tries to keep it going. Well, the fans felt there might have been an offence in there, but there weren't too many appeals from the players. Bullen. Higden. Wilkie jostling. It is a corner.
He's playing Falkirk players. We can see there that Lee Wilkie's got a hold of Stephen Presley's shirt. Difficult one for the referee to spot, though.
O'Brien's corner. Michael Higden, the intended target. Scobie. Lovell chested it down to no one but David Robinson, which wasn't really part of the plan. Conway settles for a throw. Conway himself might fancy this free kick. Paul Dixon also there. He did score with a free kick, and a very good one it was too against Celtic earlier in the season, but it's been left for Conway. It flashes wide.
The biggest man in there, but if Higden could put him under enough pressure and get something out of it. They've certainly got enough corners.
7-1 up on corners, Falkirk. They need to make one of them count. So Brian to take it, and Bullen won it, and that's a good save from Zaluska, right on the line by the look of it. Lee Bullen denied.
Well, for the first time they managed to get something or some body on the end of it. It's Bullen, and Zaluska's got a lot of ground to make up. It's a good save, certainly on a skiddy surface. The ball will have moved a little bit off of it. Very good save.
Brian. This is Bullen, first time, and oh, Stewart! Mark Stewart came charging in, so close to an equaliser.
That's good play yet again. It's Bullen on the right-hand side. It's a difficult ball for the goalkeeper. What does he do, come or not? He gets caught in no man's land, and Stewart sees the goal gaping here. He's just got to guide it inside Wilkie and Zaluska. It goes the opposite side and hits the post.
Well, if St Mirren hold on for a victory over Aberdeen, they will move above Kilmarnock, who are home to Celtic tomorrow. Falkirk staring defeat in the face.
Yeah, they found it hard to ask too many questions of the United defence. One or two possibilities tonight. Notably Mark Stewart's header.
Darren Barr's got a free kick. Just one shot on target in the whole game for Falkirk tells the story, really.
Yeah, it was that Bullen header. It's a good save from Zaluska, but that's been about it.
Dundee United are now going to throw on Big John Daly. Not just yet, maybe. They'll wait to defend his free kick, will they? No, David Robertson's coming off. And it is going to happen now. It's for Craig Levein, Peter Houston and co. Yet another corner for Falkirk, and they've had a stack of them. Burton O'Brien takes it. Several hits went up. Kozlowski. Stewart. Scobie. Flicked on by Lovell. Dalton's keeping a close watch on Finnegan.
Well, that should surely be likes of Lee Wilkie going up again. And Dodge.
Craig Conway's corner, and very nearly a decisive goal. No rush to move from that little triangle. Gomez. Scobie clears. Feeney. Drawn across by Feeney. And I don't think the officials are quite sure what it was, but it is a corner.
That was excellent play from Feeney. Just moved the ball out and hit it across between goalkeeper and defender with pace and power. Daly just about got on the end of it.
The last minute of added on time. And Scobie's header wayward, and it was Scobie's handball that gave Craig Levine's Dundee United a penalty, which turned out to win the game for them. A rare away win, which serves them well as they chase a place in Europe. Craig Conway scored from the spot after Scobie handled bafflingly and bemusingly in ridiculous circumstances. Falkirk in a real relegation battle. Dundee United back to within 2 points of Hearts in the quest for a place in the Europa League next season. It ends Falkirk 0, Dundee United 1.
Premier League, well, it means that Dundee United are 3 points closer to Hearts in 4th position. And it's bad news for Falkirk because it means they are still only 2 points above Inverness at the bottom. Man of the match, Craig Conway, is with Stuart Lovell.
Well, Craig, I guess it goes without saying that was a massive 3 points for Dundee United tonight.
It was massive result. It's took a while. We've not been playing good of late, and I think it was a wee bit scrappy in the end. We're defending for our lives a wee bit, but brilliant to get the points. That just gets us a bit of confidence back. So take it.
And I guess all the more satisfying given you hadn't won in your last 6 league games.
That's it. Disappointed to lose the game on Saturday. That was a big game, and obviously Hearts get the win and they get a wee bit of gap. But hopefully we've kind of caught up a wee bit tonight.
Of course, you got the all-important goal from the penalty spot tonight. When did you know you were going to be on penalties? Because I guess it was a given that Francisco Sandaza wouldn't be taking it after he missed against Hearts at the weekend.
I didn't have a clue I was going to take it. Nobody's really spoke about it before the game. The ball was coming to me, and when I seen he handballed it, it fell at me, so I wasn't giving the ball up after that.
And you look as if you've been in the wars tonight. You got a bit of a fat lip from the game tonight.
That's it. I think there's a few of the boys took a few sore ones tonight, but you take that to get the 3 points.
And it puts you back in the shake-up for European places, just 2 points behind Hearts now.
It does. That puts a wee bit of pressure on them to pick up results tomorrow night. I think they're playing, so I don't know how Aberdeen got on tonight, but that puts pressure on them. If we can start to put up a wee run together tonight, after tonight even, and then just put the pressure on everybody else.
Well, Craig, you've got the nod for the bubbly. You're the Clydesdale man of the match. Well done.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Cheers.
And especially for Craig Conway, we can tell him that it was St Mirren 1, Aberdeen 1 at New St Mirren Park this evening. Craig Dargo scoring for St Mirren, and a very, very late equaliser for Aberdeen, the 3rd minute of added on time for Tommy Wright. Mark McGee and John Hartson with me here at Falkirk this evening. And John, United deserved winners in the end, did you feel?
I thought so. I thought they just edged it.
Levine with Stuart.
Craig, a crucial victory for Dundee United tonight, and would you say you deserve the 3 points?
Without appearing biased, I think we probably did. Yeah, I thought we had the better chances. But it's a hard place to get anything. So, you know, I'm very grateful that we're leaving here with 3 points.
And that was your first away win in the league in 3 months. I guess that'll do wonders for your players' confidence as we enter the business end of the season.
Yeah, it's all about gaining confidence at this time of the year. I have been saying that that we're getting players back from injury now, and you know, I think it's noticeable that you know, we'll have more strength and depth. And coming off the bench, I've got players who can make a difference in the football match as well. So I think we'll finish strongly. I've been saying to people for the last couple of weeks, I think that you know, we're about to go on a decent run, and hopefully I'll be proved right.
And you seem to have some fine performances from the forward-thinking players tonight, particularly Sandaza, Conway and Caddis.
Yeah, I've been telling people as well that Sandaza's getting back to what he was like earlier in the season. He had an injury, he was out for a long time. I think he's just tired a little bit on quite a heavy pitch today, but he was excellent in the first half. Conway was back to his best, and I thought Caddis had a good game as well. But I mean, not only did they help create, but they did their defensive jobs well as well. So you know, it's pleasing for us because you know, we haven't had a great run recently with regard to results. The performances haven't been too bad at all, but the results are the most important thing.
Well done tonight, Craig.